Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. So thank you to those people who congratulated me on my anniversary yesterday, which I celebrated in the evening by finding out that I had completely messed up the solve to Chris Moore's wonderful snake farm puzzle. I will instead thank the people who explained how I could have reached a correct conclusion about the colouring of the snakes in that puzzle, and I promise that I won't be doing another spatial awareness puzzle for, well, at least a day or two, because I'm not very good at them, and it is a weakness that I will try and address. You can address your weaknesses by buying any of our apps and solving those. Now, today's puzzle on the screen is a Thermo Sudoku, and we have a wonderful Thermo Sudoku app with 100 puzzles by some of the greatest constructors around, even one or two by ourselves. And you can get that for the very reasonable sum of $5.99 or thereabouts if you use the links under the video. There's all our other apps as well. Our merchandise, Sven's Sudoku Pad, and Patreon. You can find your way to Patreon there. And for just $2 a month, you can join us on Patreon and get the monthly rewards, as well as quite a lot of other content that we post each month. If you join at the $3 a month level, you can get how-to videos on the monthly rewards as well. And we always, of course, thank the people who are incredibly generous and give more than they need to in a little thing that's already passed by on the screen at the start of the video. Right, this puzzle is by Riff Clown, no less. Great friend of the channel, wonderful Sudoku constructor and organizer. Very embedded within the Skunkworks community, amongst others, and he sent this to us. It's called Pressure Zone. I don't quite know what it's a picture of. I'm kind of seeing Bugs Bunny here, but that might be just me. Do let me know what you see in the grid, as long as it's decent. Now, what have we got as rules? It's absolutely straightforward. This is Thermo Sudoku, so normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And then along a thermo, which is anywhere that starts in a bulb and ends in a tip at the end of a line which doesn't have a bulb, the digits have to increase from the bulb. So this one could go 2, 3, 4, 5, for instance. Now, this bulb is the bulb for different thermos, for one that ends in that tip, for one that ends in that one, for one that ends in that one. You see how it works. And we get a few given digits this time, which is very generous. And I'm going to just have a crack at it. Let's get cracking. So, Riff Clown did say in the email that this is a Goodliffing paradise, which means he's expecting me to mark all the candidates straight away. So I'm going to have fun and try and not do that, although that may make my solving less efficient. Or not do it too excessively. Let's draw the line there. Anyway, so what have we got to work on? Obviously, a Goodliffer would immediately write 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 into this group of cells. You can't quite keep 4 off all the tips there. Right, here's something then. These 4 cells are all bigger numbers than this one. Neither of these two can be a 9. Yes, this is good. So the maximum that pair of cells could be is an 8-7 pair. And then as you work in on the thermos, you can't come down to 6-5 here. The maximum these two could be is a 7-6 pair, because of the putative 8-7 pair that we've said is the maximum here. So 7-6 are the maximum we could get here. And that means that this cell has to be less than both 7 and 6. It might be less than a lower number if there is a lower number in one of those cells, but it's certainly less than 7 and 6. So it can't be more than 5, but it can't be 5 by Sudoku. So this is 2, 3, and 4, 2, 3, or 4. Now, I'm not Goodliffing by writing 3 digits in a cell. That's what I'm going to say. But anyway, I can get rid of one of them because this cell, which is lower on the bulb, is now 2 or 3. And now this one can't be 2 anymore. That is 3 or 4. So we got a little bit of traction straight away there. And what about this one? This sort of, I want to call it a tripod, and it's absolutely not a tripod. Maybe it's a lamp stand or a microphone stand or something. Anyway, this digit is very similar to this one. These have to be at most 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the smallest digit this could be, the largest digit this could be is a 5. It has to have 4 digits bigger than it is in the same row. It can't be less than 3 because it's the 3rd digit on a Thermo. So again, we can fill in 3 cells there. 3, 4 or 5, 2, 3 or 4 here, 1 or 2 here. This can't be a 3 because of that. And suddenly we've straight away got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. And I don't think that is Goodliffing doing that. We're actually just thinking our way through the puzzle in a slightly neater way. Anyway, that means this digit is a 5. There's our first digit in the puzzle. That is going to have to be exceeded by all the digits higher on the Thermos. And they are a set of 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, your true Goodliffer would write 1, 2, 3, 4 into those cells. I'm not doing that sort of thing. What I am doing is looking at this 1, 2, 3, 4 quad and noting that only one of them can be a 1. Basically, there's a 2, 3, 4 triple in column 5. So that's a 1. Now, everything else in the column is 6, 7, 8, or 9. And these digits are all between... Oh, no, it's much simpler. Where does 9 go in the top row? Not in that box, not in that box. Not on either of those positions because they're not the end of a Thermo. When 9 goes on a Thermo, it must be on the tip. When 1 goes on a Thermo, it must be in the bulb. Ah, yeah. Okay, so where does 1 go in the middle row? That is much more straightforward. 1 doesn't go on this bulb, and it doesn't go in this box where there's already a 1, so it does go on this bulb. Okay, now we got that 9. This frees me up to write a 6, 7, 8 triple here. Ah, and now we've got 4 and 9 in these cells, but this one can't be 4 because it's in the 4th place on a Thermo, which begins not with 1, but with 2 or 3. So that can't be the 4. So this is the 4, and in fact we can fill in the whole Thermo there. This is now a 9, and that's kind of useless in determining the other digits on its Thermo, but the 4 was good. We are going to need a 2 in this row, and it's going to be there or there. We're going to need a 3, though. That's even better. The 3 is going to have to be here. It can't be here, because that's the 3rd digit on a Thermo that can't begin with a 1. So 3 is not high enough for that cell. And we've got these 2 3s ruling it out of these places, and that one ruling it out of the bulb. So 3 is there, then 2 goes on the bulb. This digit can't be 5 or 6. Oh, that's quite interesting. So this is 7 or 8, and this is 8 or 9. Well, it can't be 9, sorry, I've forgotten that we've got a 9 there. We can fill them in. 6 and 5 in the row are absolutely straightforward now. And unsurprisingly, these Thermo tips ended up being 7 or 8, which gives more freedom than if they had involved a 6 themselves. Now, I've got a 9 there, so that's not 9 in the bottom row, and this is. That being 7 or 8 makes this 6 or 7. That can't be a 2 because we've put a 2 in the box now, so that's the 2 in the central column. Now, what can this be? This is quite interesting. It sees 1, 2, 3, and 5. So first of all, I'm going to write 4 and 6 in there, and 6 or 7 in this one. And that is a 6, 7 pair in the box, and we get 8 there. These are a 3, 4, 9 triple. In fact, that must be a 9. It's naked. It sees all the other digits in its row, column, or box. 5 in row 8 has to be here, which is interesting being on a tip. This is 2 or 7. I want to rule out 7, and I can. If this was a 7, you'd have to put 8 and 9 there, which I was thinking was possible at first. But if you had 7 and 8 there, what could you put in this cell? Nothing. So that's a 2, because it couldn't be a 1. And then the other 2 cells in the row are 1 and 7 in some order. Now, this hasn't been resolved. 9, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the other cells in this column are 4, 6, 7, 8. It is very tempting to mark them. I'm going to say this can't be a 4. This definitely can't be a 4 because of that, and the fact that if that was a 3, this would have to be 3.5. If that was, so that can't be a 4. This can't be a 4, actually, because this digit can't be 1, 2, or 3. And it precedes it on the Thermo. So one of these two is a 4. It could still be here. If that was a 3, that would make this a 4. It seems to work, actually. So I was thinking that might get ruled out quite quickly. I wasn't right about that. There's a 1 in one of those 2 cells. There's a 2 in one of these 2. Oh, we've got that 8, so this has become 6 and 7 down here. That fixes 1 and 7. Right, now this is a 2-1 pair. And this is a 4-6 pair. Well, we know which way round they go from the third. That's become a 7, which puts 8 at the tip. 7 at the other tip, and this one now... This has to be 4. It sees 1, 2, 3, 5, and it precedes a 7 by at least 2. So that's a 4. This is a 5. Most of these central thermos are done now. We've got a 7, 8 pair in column 6 there. We need a 1 in this column. That's probably been obvious to you from the very start, virtually. But I've only just noticed. These are from 3, 4, and 6. Now, this can't be a 3 because of this Thermo. And that is 7 or 8. Right, well, that makes this an 8 because we've already got 9 in the row. So now here, this can't be 6 because there is no higher digit available now. So that's 4, that's 3, that's 6. This one must be known, it's 8. That places 4. Well, this is coming together very neatly now. I don't think there's going to be much more trouble caused. 1, 2, and 3 in the top row. 2, 4, and 6 in the next one. That is a 6. The last cell in its column, in fact. Now I can place 2 and 4. This one has become a 3 in the corner. Yes, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light. Losing its religion. That has to be 4 because of the Thermo. This one is a 1 now, I think. And that makes this bulb a 2. And a 6, 9 pair, which oddly I can't resolve. Right, up here we have a 4, 8, 9. I can put 4 there, and then the others must go 8, 9 on the Thermo. That's going to finish box 6. That's going to finish box 9. I can finish box 7 and 8 anytime I like from this point. And I've got a 7 and a 6 to go here. That Thermo has worked, and that is not too hard. That is a very approachable... Oh, and I don't get a tick because I've miswritten these 2 digits. Sorry about that. I'm going to get another 3 in the corner when I correct those. So that's a 9 and that's a 3. And it does work. There we go. 11 minutes exactly. 500 people have solved the puzzle in the last 15 days, and I am added to that number now. And I enjoyed it. It's not too hard. That is really very approachable Thermo Sudoku, and there are plenty like that in our Thermo Sudoku app. So please do consider treating yourself to 100 other puzzles of this style and type. Some of them are a little harder, but they're all a good standard, I think. Anyway, thank you very much for watching us on the channel as always, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for more of the same. Bye for now.